What you gonna do with all that glass? All that glass up in your stash? I'm gonna give you a little master class. Oh, hello and good day, fellow adventurers. My name is J.K.Winders, but you can call me JK. Today I wanted to take the opportunity to bring you my first video focusing on photography, specifically something I get asked about all too often, that being, what gear do I have in my camera bag? Now, I do not consider myself a technical photographer by any means. And what I mean by that is, I do have people all the time ask me what camera and lens I use to get a certain shot. And I believe if that's what your primary focus is, you're not really focusing on the true action of taking photos. I do believe in finding the equipment that strengthens your workflow. What's the interface that you can develop a good muscle memory with? What lenses help you capture what you want to capture in a particular setting? These are the types of questions you should be asking. Equipment is important, but it's nowhere near as important as the intuition of how to use it. I'll get into camera function and photographic technique in other videos, but right now I just want to focus on equipment. We've all heard the saying, the best camera is the one you have with you. And all this is just to show you the camera and equipment that I have with me. Let's start with the camera itself. The body I use is a Canon 5D Mark IV. It is actually what I'm shooting on currently. I've had this particular body for about 3 years now, and it continues to prove itself to be an absolute trooper. It takes sharp, crisp photos, more than decent video, has built-in Wi-Fi capabilities that connects to my phone that I can use as a remote shutter. The positives of this camera really go on and on. I am leaning towards getting a second body in the very near future, and I'm teetering between another 5D Mark IV, really upgrading and getting a 1DX, or scaling back and getting a 6D Mark II that I can use more of as an adventure camera. Accompanying the 5D is the 16 to 35mm 2.8 L series lens. This lens is gold. It is incredibly versatile. I've captured some of my greatest landscapes with it, and it's allowed me to get some great still life shots as well. For video, this lens is what I use predominantly. The depth of field can allow me to go super wide, so I can show you an entire scene, including the dirty dishes and laundry on my bed, don't worry about it. And then I can zoom back in enough to get a nice decent cinematic medium shot. Now, if the 16 to 35 is gold, the next lens I want to show you is platinum. And it is the 50mm 1.4. Every photographer needs a nifty 50 in their camera bag. It's great for portraits, product shots, still life, detail shots. The soft focus that you get with this wide open aperture is like a stick of butter melting across my portfolio. I mean, it's good. It's pretty, is what I meant to say. This is the lens that I always recommend to burgeoning photographers, because at the modest price of $350, it really does give you the best bang for your buck, especially compared to some of the other $1,000 and up lenses on the market. I love my nifty 50. And moving on now to the 24 to 70 2.8 L series lens. This lens is ideal for documenting scenes. You can get a decent wide shot to give scene context, but you can also zoom in and get more intimate details. This lens is great for, say, if you're going on a hike with your buddies and you want to pack light and carry one lens. It's incredibly versatile in what you can capture with it. This lens is what I would consider a jack of all trades and master of none. It's good at a lot of things, but not great at one particular thing. It's a great lens for indecisive people. It's a great lens for indecisive people that want that balance between wide and close-up. And then the last lens that I want to show you is the 85mm 1.8. Currently, I do not have a telephoto lens, so this is actually the most zoom power that I have in my arsenal. I use this lens if I'm at the Grand Canyon, and I want to capture some of those nuanced details and textures. It's also proven itself to be a great lens to use when capturing B-roll for videos. And now moving on from cameras and lenses and onto the minute but still very important gear. Batteries. it's always a good idea to stock up on extra power. I used to have a huge collection of batteries. Most of them were off-brand, I will admit, but when I upgraded my camera, the 5D Mark IV interface did not allow the usage of off-brand batteries, so even though they are more expensive, I now exclusively use Canon brand batteries. SD cards. It's also a really good idea to carry some extra storage with you in your camera bag. I use mega SDs with my camera because recording speed is very important to consider when working with more industrial cameras. If you're shooting photos in rapid succession or video at a high frame rate, you're going to want to use SD cards with racing recording speed and plenty of storage. I typically hold a 128 gig in the camera, and then I have a 64 gig as a backup. And also just a couple standard SDs, just in case. The tripod that I use, the one you're currently standing on, is the Vanguard Alta Pro. It's super sturdy, weighted perfectly. The legs actually hyperextend out so you can maneuver it into more abnormal positions. It has not let me down yet, or let my camera down, so to speak. My shotgun microphone. If whenever I'm out and about and I'm shooting video, I use the Rode Shotgun Pro. It records better audio than the in-camera mic. It gets the job done. And are you even a YouTuber if you don't have one of these? I will also highlight my drone. I have a DJI Mavic Pro. Because I do so much work in national parks where drone operation is illegal, I don't utilize this puppy too often. But on occasion I do break it out to try and get a different vantage point of a scene. It is fun to use when I do actually use it, except of course for when it crashes. Yeah, I have no idea what happened there. And then moving on to my camera strap. I use this fantastic invention from Peak Design. It actually snaps on and off of these little bobbers, or whatever the technical term is, that are tethered onto the camera. If you're like me and you feel like camera straps have tendencies of getting in the way, this is the strap for you. In fact, actually I want to show you how it works. Here we go. Snap it on like that. Same thing on the other side. And then to snap it off, you just... Photography in the 21st century. And let me also show you the strap that I will be using when I do get a second body. It is the legendary Moneymaker from Holdfast. I remember when my parents gave me this for Christmas a couple years ago, and when I opened it up and pulled out this heap of leather straps, my sister was just like, if you see it or think it, you need Jesus. You wear it exactly like you would a pistol holster. You can strap a camera body to each side, and it just makes me feel cool and a little bit sexy, if I'm being completely honest. And just to show you guys the last of the little things, what all we got? Microfiber cloths, battery charger, pen, highlighter, another pen, another highlighter, a whole heap of pens and highlighters, battery cover, glasses, deck of cards, chapstick, a European power outlet converter, Claritin, harmonica, a business card for Three Flags RV Park, and some silica packets. Oh, these are actually super important. I never know when I'm going to be in a damp situation with my camera gear, so I surround my gear with silica packets just to keep the moisture away, make sure everything's dry. These are gold. But that's it. That's what's in my camera bag. I really hope that this little look into my arsenal was educational for you. You can find the links to all the equipment that I mentioned in the description. Having decent gear is always a good first step. And I look forward to delving deeper into the conversation of what it means to be a photographer in future videos. If you liked this video, and I sincerely hope that you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, or if you want to share a little bit about what you're carrying around in your camera bag, be sure to leave a comment below. Subscribe for more videos, and I will be very sure to see you on the next adventure. Enjoy the journey.